Hello, y'all. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to another video. Alrighty, you guys. Here's the thing, right? These are the types of videos that I never wanted to post. Not this far into the journey. And here we are, right? I think I'm going gray. Shh, don't tell nobody. It's a gray thing that I'm not trying to do. But here we are, right? So these are the types of videos that I never want to have to post. And those are the vulnerable ones. Those are the videos that you have to share with the audience, share with people that you're failing. And you're not even failing a little bit, you're failing a whole lot. And it makes you feel a certain type of shame. It makes me feel like I have a certain type of shame. Please don't let me put that on anybody else, because other people may not feel a type of way. I feel a type of way. It makes me feel like I haven't kept up my end of the deal. It makes me feel like I can't swim for sinking, and I'm not sure how to get out of this. This is how people every day, right standing, want to do well people fall into issues. And so here I am living my life, doing all of the things, and we're hit out of nowhere. So you guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, hey y'all, how y'all doing? My name's Shakira. I have 4 children and I'm a single mom. Shamika's 36, Trandon's 30, Alana's 22, and Jackson just turned 17. Jackson's about to go to college. Praise the Lord for that. And here we are living our best life. I've spent the last, I don't know how many, 16 years working on my debt-free journey. I should be a lot further along than I am. I am totally debt-free with the exception of my home, but I don't have a lot in savings. I don't have much in any place because we're trying to live day by day. We're trying to live. I was talking to somebody today, Shamika, actually. Y'all chime in and let me know who's watching. Hey, friend. Hey, Kim. And I was telling Shamika, I said, it's very sad to understand that I'm living in 2026 on 2023 wages because North Carolina has not had a teacher pay increase in that time. We are slated, if they can pass the budget, to have a raise in 2026, 7 years. So it would be July 1st would be that time period. That's what they've said for the last 3 years, and we haven't had a budget yet. However, the average budget is about 8% increase. Most of that 8% increase will go for your younger educators, those teachers that are 1 to 5 years in there. And then, do you really, Rachel? Listen. I was out in the garden earlier and I sweat so bad. I came in, I said, oh, I got to get out of this and find something to put on. And I was actually able to find this in a drawer. Me and Jackson were out there picking and pulling and carrying on. Beans are going crazy right now, and it was a good harvest. So, yeah. But I said, so the majority of that 8% is going to your newer educators. I would say 0 to about the first 5, 6, 7 years, somewhere in there. Lesser percentages for us who are your senior teachers, about 5%. But of course, we're locked into when I first started teaching every year, hey, from Detroit, every year we would get a step, right? And so several years ago when they took away our longevity, which longevity is after your 10th year, you get 1% of your annual salary. I think I got longevity once or twice. I didn't get it anymore after that. So that's been about 16 years ago. Then they took away tenure, which meant they weren't guaranteeing you a job. Now, I grandfathered in. I have tenure in 2 counties, the county that I work in and the county that I came from, because I had tenure in both counties before they took tenure out. If I leave this county, I'm not guaranteed a job anywhere else. But if I stay here or go back there, I'm guaranteed a job because I do have tenure in that county. But when they took away that, then they took away our steps. So then they put us into 5-year blocks or chunks. So 0 to 5, this was your salary. 6 to 10, this was your salary. Now, when you get to the 25th year, because there's no more beyond that, 30 years should be your retirement date. So I've been locked in the 25-year, whatever it is, for 2, 3 years, whatever, however long, because I'm going into my 28th year. So I've been locked there. And of course, they've given most of that increased raise to those newer teachers. The problem that I see with that, and where it's so unfortunate, is those teachers don't stay in education, if that makes any sense. They do not stay in education. Normally now, newer teachers are getting out. They have no staying power. I don't want to say that about every person. It's a challenge to stay in education. Definitely the pay is not the reason, right? And then those of us who come in with wanting to save the world, we realize that we can't save the world either. And so I'm locked in. I'm at 27 years. I'm going in 28, 29, 30. I mean, where am I really going? There ain't nowhere to go, honey. You better stay where you are and mind your business. So this is where I am. And right. So I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to live my 2026 life on 2023 wages, because bills are going up. I mean, my utility bill, you'll see this in a budget video, but my utility bill is $60 more this coming month than it was this month. And I'm like, what in the world? What's going on? It's this summer situation. I need to be using up their electricity, because when I'm not here, nothing is on, nothing. And so I got $60 more on that. My water bill went up. Groceries are going up. They're getting smaller, but my paycheck's not going up. And so again, you make adjustments, you do all of the things. And of course, then my supplement got changed this year. No longer did I get a piece in October and a piece in April. I'm now waiting until the end of the year, which July. So April, May, June, July, another 3 extra months. Not to mention that I didn't get it in the first 10 months. I didn't get it at all. So now I have to wait another extra few months to get a portion of that supplement, which is about $7,600 broken down. So I got a little bit more of my paycheck every month, and then some left over for summer, which I'm glad I did, because I'm in need of it. Now I have that money all planned out. I have everything scheduled. Let me show you what I had planned, because we all knew this, but I'll show you my plan, and then we'll jump in and chat. So when you look at the sinking funds, because this is what I'm doing for the month of June and July. It's actually supposed to be July and August. I need to change that. It's supposed to be July and August. I'll go back in and change those days. So I'm supposed to be doing the yearly exam for the dogs, $250 a piece. I'm supposed to be doing my post office, Christmas, Amazon Prime. I have to do that. My yearly pest spray has to be done. My recycling has to be done. I actually got the bill for that. It actually comes due on the 21st of this month. They will not get paid until I get paid on the 30th. Tires, I have that down as a sinking fund. PureFlix, I have that down. I'm actually not sure that I'm going to keep PureFlix at this point. My car registration, oil change, which I actually got an oil change done today. So I do think that I'm going to be able to take off that one for July and put into August. With Jackson going to school, as far as he's going away to school, it's going to be a lot of miles on my car. And so I'm going to have to readjust some things. He won't come home every weekend, but of course he'll come home at major points in time, and I'm still going to have to drive 3 hours to pick him up, come back 3 hours, drive back 3 hours to drive back 3 hours. So that's what, 12 hours in a weekend, right? And so again, looking at how to allocate those funds. Friendsgiving, I've got 75 and 75, and then groceries, because I do not have summer grocery money, 500 and 500. Well, that's out the window. Absolutely is not going to happen. And then Christmas, I think I skipped Christmas somewhere up there. Christmas, I'm supposed to do 375 and 375. That'll give me $750. That's for every member of my family to have something for Christmas, because I would usually take my October supplement money and pull the whole Christmas amount and dump it into my savings account. But I have not had that. Not having that money to dump into a savings account means and meant that I did not earn any interest. I didn't earn any interest on it like I normally would. And so now I have to figure all of those things out. Sharing all of that, about 2 weeks ago, I was, hey now from Minnesota. Um, I am trying, right? Y'all pray for me, like the video, chime in, let me know where you're chiming in from. I am trying to not become emotional, because y'all, just recently, it was probably last week or the week before that, I realized that I have to sometimes now in 2026 decide between gas and groceries. I have to make that choice. That wasn't a choice that I had to make. And I'm only buying groceries for myself. I really am not buying for the kids, because Alana works and she buys her own groceries. Sister is faithful. Y'all, let me tell you something. If anybody faithful, sister is faithful. And Jackson, he buys what he wants because he works. So I'm really just buying for me, but on certain eating plans, and got to have this particular food and can't have that. And of course, the more processed things are cheaper, but that's not on the plan. So you got to buy this, which is whole and organic and fruity and all the things. Hey, Tiff, good to see you. And so that becomes just one of those things that I'm unable to now pick and choose, right, on one income. So about 2 weeks ago, I was getting in my car to get ready to go. So I have no idea. I've taken Jackson to work somewhere. I don't even know. And sister comes out of the house. Hey, from Smyrna, Georgia. Good to see everybody. Sister comes. Y'all like the video for me. That just helps us push out into the algorithm, because I got to get this. This can grow, right? I've got to just make this part grow or get a part-time job. That's just that's where I'm living right now. So sister she was coming to my car for some reason. I guess we were riding together somewhere. And she said, Mom, why does your car sound like that? And child, first thing in the morning, I ain't paying no attention to no car or whatever the case. I'm like, okay, let me see. Because I'm always thinking, well, let me look on my dash to see if there's anything happening right there. Is anything going on that I need to be aware of? If that is the case, I'll take action. Took Jackson to work or wherever we were going. Didn't see anything come up on the dashboard. So hey, I'm moving along. Again, I think I told you guys, maybe it's a bad gas or something like that. I'll let it run its cycle. I still go to the same gas station. I don't make any detours. I don't stop anywhere else. I go to the very same place so I can make sure if it is the gas, been going to the same place, still here in the South. So I'm like, okay, this is not good, right? I still hear it. I actually had to take a trip. I went to see my boyfriend. He lives 2 hours away, so there and back. Car ran fine, but of course you still hear the sound. I had to take Jackson to new student orientation, so we drove there 3 hours. Then I drove back an hour to stay with a friend, because I didn't stay in the town where he's going. He stayed overnight. Drove back an hour, and then we drove back home 3 hours the next day. Car, no lights, fine. Car still making the sound. So there's a guy in our church. His name is Brother Wayne, and Brother Wayne's a mechanic. And Brother Wayne, of course, trying to make a little side hustle, whatever, he'll come to your house. So I messaged him. I said, hey, Brother Wayne, I got a car. My car's making a sound. I'm just not real sure what it is. Would you be willing to come and check it out? Now you got to have a little money for Brother Wayne, who comes to check it out, because you don't check out nothing for free. And so give him a few little dollars. He says, well, here's what I think. He said, I think it's one of the belts. He said, and he said it's fine. I don't see anything wrong specifically. There is just that idling is very high. He said, but it's fine. He said, could be the belts, and if it's the belt, then more than likely it's going to turn into the alternator. So I'm like, okay, Brother Wayne said it's fine. I'm gonna keep on going. He said, we'll just keep watching it and seeing how things are. Now here's where it gets a little bit dicey, right, for me. when I had my last car, y'all, I'm just gonna talk, I'm chat. Y'all can chime into the comments. And again, Jessica said we have 26 people watching. We actually have 29, and only 7 likes. Like it, dislike it, whatever you do, it just pushes us out into the algorithm. So do one or the other. Or as one of my favorite YouTubers would say, hit that like twice. I mean, hit that dislike twice, and it'll just all be well, right? So when I had my other car, I was actually experiencing some issues. And I asked someone, I said, well, hey, where do you take your vehicle? So this is what they said. And I started taking my vehicle over there for oil changes. Because before I would go into the dealership. It's a lot more expensive at the dealership. And so I was trying to save a few little coins back then. And I would go to this other specific place. Well, one time I took my car over there to get a repair. This is the truth. I went with one issue, and I left. My car was smoking and all the things. Took it back because I'm taking their word. Okay, this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen, blah, blah. Take it back. They're like, oh my God. Okay, so they got me a rental car. They're like, well, leave it here. Let us fix it, blah, blah. My car never got fixed, y'all. It was in a problem from the time they did that very last thing till the time right before the pandemic hit. And I was able to, when the pandemic hit, I right then was able to get my new car to me and get rid of that old car. But it never fixed itself. They never fixed it. Here's the issue that I have since that happened. Because they weren't the dealership, I figure if I go to the dealership and something goes wrong, they're going to be able to stand behind their work. They're going to be able to say, hey, Miss Wilson, we did something wrong. We're going to fix it gratis on our side. Not that I want to go to the dealership because I know they're going to be more expensive, but I can't afford to buy a new car. I left that other place having to get a new car. New to me. It wasn't brand new, but it was new to me. But I'm at a point in my life right now where getting another car and a car payment is just not what I can do. So I have been very hesitant to not take it to somebody I know is a master certified, all the things. If something go wrong, they can fix it or get me in a situation that will fix it type of place. Even though I do trust Brother Wayne. But again, like I said, Brother Wayne works for somebody and he would, this is his little side business on the side. And everything I've asked him to do for my vehicle, he has done with no problem. So it's not that I don't trust him. It's just I am trying to get the warranty, the guarantee, hey, we messed it up. We gonna fix it. And so we're still hearing the noise, So Jackson was driving the other day. He said, Mom, your car is sounding very funny. And I said, yes, I do understand. Now, Jackson, when he drives, he just gets in, he put it in gear. He just, he don't even care. He's not gentle with my vehicle. He just put it in the gear and whatever happens, happens. And I'm like, oh, sir, calm down. This is my car. He don't care. And so when he mentioned it, and then I had to take sister's car to church on Sunday because I forgot, I didn't have time to get gas and I was not trying to be late. And so she had to drive him to work. And of course, I got back in enough time for her to go to her church with her car. And she was like, well, Mom, I was driving your car the other day and it was making a sound. So I'm like, okay, I hear the sound. Jack hear the sound. Sister hear the sound. There's too much people hearing the sound. So I went in today to Toyota to see, was there, what are you seeing? I know what Brother Wayne told me. And I trust Brother Wayne. Again, I still need to figure this part out. Now, here's how it gets a little, and I'm not telling this story because I know, yes, ma'am, I have a Camry. I am so hoping, girl. I'm not telling, let me say this clearly. I'm not sharing this story for feel goods. I'm not sharing this story dry begging for anybody to do anything for me because I'm about to tell y'all how the Lord handled it. Y'all listen, I got to just get through the story because I don't want that narrative in my comments and you will get blocked. So I went to Toyota, well, I called yesterday and I said, no, I called the day before. And I said, hey, this is what's going on. I needed an oil change anyway. My maintenance light was on for the oil change. Still, nothing was flashing on the dashboard to say that there was anything wrong. Brother Wayne told me to look for, what to look for to signal that the alternator was going bad. Oh no, Lord have mercy, Jesus! I'm telling you, it be a lot. It be a lot. And so I had been looking, hadn't seen anything, but that noise was still there. And so I told the girl, I said, listen, this is what I'm dealing with, but I need to get my oil change anyway. Let me just, bring it in here and see what this noise is. Now, that's where I made my first mistake. In order to run a diagnostic, it cost me $192 just for them to diagnose the problem. If I had just gotten the oil change, because they want me to get all kinds of other stuff done, I wasn't thinking they're going to run a diagnostic anyway. I wasn't thinking that, because I know every time I go get the oil change, they always say, oh, well, Miss Wilson, here's some other things we think you should work on. Here's what's important. I wasn't even thinking that. I just needed to know what the problem was. And when the guy told me, he's like, well, the diagnostics is $179.99. I'm like, I almost left, but I was like, I got to have a vehicle. But of course, it ended up being $192. So I don't know how it ended up being that over the price of $179.99, but whatever, we're moving on. So they do the diagnostic. I'm waiting for it. And the guy comes out. He's like, Miss Wilson, you want to talk about it? Because we found a few things. I'm like, sure. So he found, I'm going to read to you what they found. It was something called a tensioner replacement. The belt replaced. The tensioner. Okay. The tensioner that has something to do with the belt was $273.77. $199.95 was the labor. So $200 labor. Okay, the part and the labor, $473. Then I had the belt itself was another $44. Well, they added on tax twice then, child, because there was some more tax. Then I had a rear. Oh my God. How do I let people talk to me into this stuff? Y'all, okay. So where my tag is in the back, there's two light bulbs there. So one light bulb was out. The light bulb was $2.53. I'm just reading the receipt right now. The labor was $30. The bulb, $2.53. The labor was $30. I'm in the wrong job. Okay. Then they had something called miscellaneous service charge was $57. I don't know what that was for. So total labor, $439.90. Parts, $365.57. Miscellaneous charge was $57. No clue what that was for. And then $60 was tax. Now they did do my oil change, so I'm going to count that in I don't have a clue where it is, but it's in there. So today my bill was $922.84. Yes, it says $1,200. So here's what happened. So the guy comes in, he's like, well, Miss Wilson, child, listen, I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong business. I'm about to get out of this business and get into something else, because people is making it out here. I'm not. So he says to me, okay, Miss Wilson, so we looked at your brakes, and your brakes are 3 millimeters. He said that's in the red. Once they're 3 millimeters, we encourage people to go ahead and get their brakes changed, which I get it. I need my brakes. My brakes were squealing a little. Brother Wayne said when he looked at them before, he said, oh, it's just because it's cool in the morning. So this is before the summertime. He said that dust is rubbing up against the brake pad. It's fine. But that was when it was still cool. So it's been several months. So I knew we were getting kind of close. Was probably going to need the brakes anyway. But in order to get the brakes fixed, that was another $605 because they wanted to give me the lifetime warranty with the rotors and the brakes and never have to get your brakes done again, blah, blah, blah. They're doing away with this program at the end of the month, just so you know, just so you can get in on the ground floor because you're going to grandfather in. If we get these brakes today, you're going to grandfather in. That's another $600. So now that's $922 plus the $600. So I said, well, no, I'm not. So, oh, well, we got something else. We can give you the $323 break situation. And I'm like, oh, okay, how much? 323 plus what he already told me was the 600, blah, blah, blah. Totaling the diagnostic and the oil change, everything totaled 1,200. I took a picture. 1,200. Where did my picture go? It's gone. I must have deleted it. It was over $1,200. So I said, fine, just do it. Do all the things. He goes out. He says, well, let me get my guy started on it. Okay. Fine. Not more than 30, 45 minutes later, he comes back. He says, Miss Wilson, can I tell you something? I said, sure. He's like, you want to go step over here? I said, child, just tell me. He says, well, my guy, when he was looking at the things, all the things, he said he noticed that the alternator is going bad too. So and he said, well, in order to get everything fixed, now we at 1,200. In order to do everything now, we're going to be at 1,800 and something. And if we do this extra thing right here, we're now at 2,100 and something. So I said, listen, hold up, stop. What I need you to do is I need you to do just the belt thing. I need to deal with the noise. I didn't get the brakes done yet, Jessica. Hold for the comment because I'm coming back to that. Child. He said, well, because my guy missed it the first time, we're just going to charge you for the part, $499. We ain't even going to charge you no labor. We ain't charging no labor for the alternator, just the $499. So I'm like, oh my God. Okay. I walked in here not prepared for this. But here's what I know to be true. I'm going to have my extra money come in at the end of the month. That'll be $1,500, more than I was expecting. Because last year, I only got $1,965. This month, it'll be over $3,500. So that extra $1,500, I know that was scheduled for my sinking funds. But if I hold out, I can take that money and put it towards this car repair. I got to have a car. There is no question about that. Shakima has to have a car. So then I got to be thinking, now you putting too much over here, sir, because I did not come in here prepared for 2,100. You told me 12 and I was good with that. I wasn't good, but I was going to be all right. So what I need you to do is I just need you to do that belt situation thing that you told me about, the tensionator or tensioner or whatever you call it, and the belt. Fix that. We good. I'm good. Don't do nothing else. I'm good. So then I texted Brother Wayne. I said, listen, Brother Wayne, this is what they're telling me. The alternator and the brakes. Is that something that you can do and how much? So now I'm going from 900 to 2,100. That's $1,100, right? So I leave. I'm all in a mess. Because I don't have the money. I don't have it. There's no savings. There's nothing. We are tapped out. And I call a friend. And this is somebody in my personal, right here within 10 miles of me life. And I said, listen, this is where I am. And this is what I need. And my friend was very gracious. And they said, whatever you need. It's not even a thing. They said, you're not my friend, you're my family, and I'm here for you. So I said, okay, thank you very much. I said, I'll let you know after Brother Wayne gives me his thoughts, and I'll get back to you. Well, lo and behold, little did I know, because I had already been talking to my daughter, Shamika. I've been talking to Shamika since yesterday. Well, she texted me something, about her situation. And I said, well, pray for me. And y'all, I'm about to be real vulnerable, so don't come for me. Please, please don't, because it makes it a little bit challenging. And I said, well, pray for me. I said, because my finances are really being taxed. I said, for the next 2 weeks, I don't have grocery money or gas money. I said, I just don't know where it's coming from. I don't. With all the little things that pop up, all the expenses, go in this place, go in that place, so many things just happening. I said, I don't have any extra money for gas or groceries. Well, I wasn't telling her that for her to do anything. I was telling her that because she was sharing something with me and I was sharing something with her because that's our relationship. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she sent me a Venmo. And I'm looking, and y'all, I'm in tears because if you knew me and Shamika's situation, you would know that it had to be the Lord for her to send me what she sent. And I was like, oh my God, that's enough for me to get gas and groceries this week and next week and not have any issues. I thanked her very much, went to bed. This morning, before I went to the car place, she sent me another Venmo. And the little note said, a buffer just in case. So it was almost the same amount that she had sent me yesterday. And I was like, oh my God, this right here is crazy, because I didn't ask her to send me any money. She was sharing a financial thing with me. I was sharing a financial thing with her. And that's just how we were working that thing out. We were just talking it out. And then when I'm sitting at the place, going through all this rigmarole and trying to figure out how I'm going to structure this money out, because I have to put it on my credit card, no other way to pay for it today. So I put on my credit card knowing that I'm going to get paid on the 30th, and all that extra money that I was going to get has to go to pay for the credit card because I got to put this charge on here. And I tell her about the extra charges, and I'm waiting on Brother Wayne. So Brother Wayne comes back with, I can't get there till Monday, and it'll be $150 for the labor. So I'm like, oh, now I'm working it out because she already has sent some money. So I was like, okay, I can take this little bit and give that to Brother Wayne for the labor. But my other friend had already said whatever I needed, she was going to be able to help me, just help me out. And I was like, really thankful for, I didn't want to ask, but I didn't have any other alternative. Because I even thought, well, I can go to the bank, see if I can get a small loan. Maybe that'll help me. And so I was talking again to Shamika, because I don't want nobody to say my man paid for it, because people be coming for me crazy. Yeah, man. No, he don't even know nothing about this. We ain't talk about this today. She was like, so what do you need? I said, well, I got to get an alternator and I got to get the brakes, because I didn't get that done. They was out of their mind over there. And she was like, so how much is that going to be? I said, well, I haven't been to the place, but Brother Wayne said he wanted me to get the parts ahead of time, and then he would just do the work and I'll just pay him for the labor. I said, that's fine. I'm going to go tomorrow. I don't feel like going right now. So she's like, well, give me the VIN number and the make and model of your car. So little do I know, Shamika's calling the place, trying to go ahead and pay for the parts. And so I see another Venmo come through my bank. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, this is for your car repair. You don't have to borrow any money from anybody, and you don't have to pay me back. And I'm thinking, because that's why I was like, I just don't know when I can pay you back. She's like, Mom, if you say you're going to pay me back, it's going to make me fight. And I'm like, well, we don't need that. Calm down. Calm down. She's like, I have this money sitting over here, and if I feel a need to do something with it, I'll do something with it. And I'm like, okay, that makes total sense. Perfect. Praise God. I'm not going to fight over it. But I said all that to say, because I'm still going to have to cover the $900, right? But she sent enough today. Let me make sure that I'm telling this story right, because she need to get all her flowers. And I can't say so much because she don't like all that rigmarole. She just gets upset with me. So she sent me the money for the labor. She sent me the money for the parts. She already went and priced the parts and all the things. And when I take the old alternator back, they'll give me $40 back on my credit card. But she sent me enough to cover the parts, enough to cover the labor. And then she sent me money for groceries and gas. 3, 4, 5. I've never had this much money in my whole grocery budget in I don't know how long. but I won't use all that money for groceries. I'll use enough for this week and next week. And the majority of this money I will put towards the $900, which will still give me, I still have a little bit that I have to take out of that extra 1,500 when I get my summer cash in the end of June, but it won't be the full 1,500. So I am going to have to shift and adjust some of my sinking funds in order to make up for that extra little bit. But for right now, for sure, the parts are paid. I'm just waiting for it to pass my Venmo to get to my bank. And then once it get to my bank and the charges pass, I'll go ahead and pay it off, because that's how I try to do it. And I'll get the money out for Brother Wayne, because he's not coming till Monday. So I have enough time to go by there tomorrow and get the money out. So the cash will be waiting for him. And I'll be able to get gas and groceries. And I'll be able to take a good bit of what she sent before we knew about the car stuff, to go ahead and take another big chunk of that $922 off. So I shared all that to say it was going to be all of my summer cash money. It was going to be every single dime of that extra money that I had that was supposed to go for my sinking funds. And the Lord worked it out. Now, I want to be very clear. Typically, I would not drop names, but I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. This was my child, my daughter in California, who said, Mom, all we have is each other, and we gonna make sure you all right. So she sent what she had to the side. She keeps a separate account. It's like a benevolence fund. She keeps that money to the side. Darn. I'll go Monday. I'll go early Monday. Thank you so much. I forgot. I wasn't even thinking. I'll go Monday. He's not coming till after work anyway, so it'll be fine. But that she was able to hear the need, see the need, and meet the need, right? And if you know our situation, you know that for a long time, we weren't even speaking terms. From the time she was 18 till she was 25, we didn't speak to each other. It wasn't a thing. She had her moments, I had mine, and we were okay. Since then, the Lord has restored our relationship, but I haven't been to my children in years to say, hey, Mom is struggling. It took everything I had yesterday just to say that to her. Now, some people would say, well, Shakima, you got a man. Why didn't you tell your man? Okay, that's not my husband. That is not my husband. That's my boyfriend. And it is not his responsibility to take care of anything in my home. He has his own house that he lives in. So everything here is my responsibility. I'm not saying he wouldn't help me, but I'm not putting a responsibility on him that's not his to carry. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because some people will get it twisted. Be like, well, you got a man, you should have asked your man. Or if I'd have asked my man, they were like, well, why are you asking your man and what you doing? All the things. So I did not include him in any of that situation. I had prayed about it, and I said, Lord, this is where I am, and had made it in my head. We just not gonna have sinking funds this month. We're gonna be all right. But that money needs to go to pay this credit card off, because I will not pay interest. I'm not. But what I also know to be true is I have got to be on a no to low spend for the next year. I don't have any extra money to spend nowhere. I've got to get my savings up. I've got to not be in a situation where I'm looking at this account and that account trying to find money to pay for things. Stuff is more expensive. My paycheck has not increased. I was waiting on one sponsorship thing that never paid out. I mean, people do what they do. They never paid out. I have another sponsorship that I just sent a revision video for. Prayerfully that goes through and they will pay out. I'm still waiting. I have other people who want to do sponsorship videos, but they want to go through weird pay systems, and I'm very leery to link my accounts to stuff I don't know or have never heard of before. So I reached out to a friend of mine that also does social media, and I know they do sponsorship videos, and I'm like, who manages yours? Because it's too much for me to, it's just too much. And I want to make sure that I'm dealing with a reputable company that can make sure that who I'm dealing with is reputable before I start linking my accounts and stuff. Because I'm like, well, I just usually do PayPal. No, that doesn't work for us. Okay, fine. But I'm not going to give you all my banking information. That's just, I don't think that's wisdom. Because even when I do like my passive income with Paper Sunday, even though it comes into an account, that still pays out into my PayPal. And so because I'm familiar and I know that and I can shut that down at any time, you want me to go to this and that and the other thing, and I'm just not real mindful. So there are opportunities out here to make additional. I'm just not, I'm cautious in so many scams, and everything looks real. Everything looks real. But I know I had somebody who asked me to do a review, and I kept trying to hit their link, and Google was like, nope. Gmail was like, it never would open it. So I sent it to Shamika. I said, can you open this? Nope. So it was some kind of scam, spam, something going on. And thank God my computer situation was like, don't do that. Don't do that. So everything that looks good is not good. And I just need to know how to be safe to increase income some type of a way or get a part-time job. And I'm not above that. Y'all, I sit in this house sometimes and I'm looking at these walls. I could be doing something with my time. I really could. And I just have to figure out what that is. And so I'm not above that. I shared all that to say I get it. And it's humbling. It's a humbling experience to know that you've been on the other side where you have had lots of fallback money. I've had fallback income. And to know that that's not my situation now. But again, I would have had two opportunities up till now to put money, to fluff money into my account, which I'm 13 months out and I haven't had that situation happen yet. And so it does humble you a lot. And you're like, well, gosh, what in the world is going on? In all of that, still trying to get Jackson situated for college. We were looking at, he went to new student orientation last week, and his roommate, very nice young gentleman, all the things. So Jackson's looking at his bill, and this little fella's looking at his bill, and he's trying to figure out why Jackson's bill looks so different. Jackson's total bill is 15,000, blah, blah, blah. This little boy's bill is 32,000, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking and he looking, and Jackson's like, Mom, can you look at this? And I'm looking, I'm like, babe, he did not declare in-state tuition. He didn't declare residency. Something's wrong. And I'm trying to make sure all of Jackson's little coins meet in the middle. And, trying to get him situated and make sure sister has switched. And I know, I was thinking about it today. Well, sister should be paying something. She should. She's not. What parent, what mom needs her kid to pay me to live here? That is just not a thing. But in 2026, with this current economy, unfortunately, it is a thing. This is why people get married. We got two households here. If we combine into one household, surely we could do better than what we're doing. That's not my case either. I'm still here in this household trying to make the things happen. And so it humbles you to not think more highly of yourself than you should. I know a lot of people look at me and they go, Shakima, you're such an inspiration. You're my role model, all the things. Child, I'm over here just trying to do the best I can like everybody else. Have I experienced some success? Have I experienced some goodness of God? Yes. Is it a tight time for us? Absolutely. This is probably one of the tightest times I've had these last couple months. Is some of the tightest I've had in several years. I don't remember another time like this in my recent past. What does that mean for me? It means no spending. I've got everything in my closet I'm going to have, unless Bae buys it. And he buys me several things. He buys me lots of stuff he wants me to have. But I got what I got. Can't have anything else. There are going to have to be some budget cuts. Some things are just going to have to be cut. When I go back and I look at my sinking funds, I'll go back to that for one more minute because I'll just go ahead and fix that while I'm here with you all. Here's what we decided about Christmas. And my kids decided this when they came home. So Instead of me doing every instead of all of us doing everybody for Christmas, we're only gonna do one person. So we did pick the name. We picked, everybody picked a person. So I don't have to do 375 anymore. I just have to do 75. Well, I'm actually going to do 100 because all of my kids are going to get something. So I picked one name. That's my person for Christmas. And I'll just give just a little $25 or whatever to the other 4 kids. This Amazon Prime, I'm going to move that to August. Take that out of June because it's not a thing. The recycling, like I said, that has to come out. So I've got to do that one. The yearly pest spray will be in September. Tires, I'm taking that out and do it that way. Still trying to see. Pure Flix, I'm going to move that absolutely over to the August budget. Or maybe I can do, let me do 50 and, no, I'm going to put it in August. My registration for my car is going to come due in September, so I'm going to actually move that to the August. I just had my oil changed, so I'm going to move that, and I'll do it like this. Okay, let me go back up there and figure out why. Okay. Household repairs, I'm going to keep that the way it is. Friendsgiving, I'm going to actually take that off. I'm going to just take that off altogether and not worry about it. And then for my groceries, I figured that the kids and I could get away with $250 each and not worry about it. 250 would do us no problem. So that takes me down to $11.50 for that month of July, which that's probably still too much. And then $12.80, which is a goal to shoot for that August paycheck. So I'm in a situation where I have to figure out if I can manage all of those things. Like I said, I know for sure I'm going to have some bills that come up. So the dog, I do have to get Mama done with her dog thing. I have to see when my post office is due again, but I may not even do Christmas. I may just totally take that out altogether and not worry about that. Amazon Prime, I may just not even do that altogether and not worry about it. It is something that I need to do, but if I need to take it out, I can take it out. Tires, I already have those, so that's not something, that's something I can negotiate to move a little further out. I can just plan it in my budget to have a little bit come out every month, like I would do a normal sinking fund. But I gotta make up in the month of June for that $922 that I had to spend today to get my car done, because I gotta have a car. Jackson's 3 hours away at school, and I have to be able to get him. And I can't use sister's car. That's her car, right? She would let me, don't get it wrong, but I need to be able to have a vehicle to be able to go get him if he needs to. He can't have a vehicle on campus, so we're perfect with that. And so that's kind of where we are. I think the comment says, don't feel bad about asking for rent. She would have to pay elsewhere, and a lot of it. And that's true. But it's still, it's when you come from where I came from, where everybody had to help just so that the house could run, it just, it bothers me. It bothers me. Now she is going to start paying in August. We've already chatted. I'm giving her a couple months to get herself together. She's going to start paying something in August. And that's just, it's going to be how it has to be for now. Because what I do know for sure is when the Lord allows me to get married. I'm not saying if anymore, because I know God has that for me. I've known that for years and years and years. When God allows me to get married, we will offload one set of expenses, either mine or his, right? Whomever God sends to do the things, somebody's offloading expenses, and I won't need sister, right? And so I'm holding out hope, but then I also know Mr. Jerome can go, my nails can go. There's just some other things as I look through my budget that can go, and I'm okay with that. And as long as I don't have to worry about those little extra things here and there, and or I find something that I can do part-time, because there's nothing wrong with part-time work. Can I say this? I'm saying this not for you, but for me. I'm saying this. Everybody was not meant to be full-time in social media. And even those people who are full-time in social media, all they do is social media because you got to do it to keep the money coming in. And I've listened to some of my favorite social media people, and I've watched them. They have millions of views, of subscribers, millions of subscribers, and have had to let staff go because the money's not flowing in like it used to. So I have to get in my head that it is okay if I have to get a part-time job. What's wrong with that? Nothing. I thought it would be this. It's not this. So guess what? You just go and work. It's fine. It's no problem. Nothing's wrong if you get a part-time job. God is still on the throne. He's still good. Thank you, Lord, that I have able limbs and all the things. I'm in my right mind to be able to do it. And that perhaps is extra grocery money, a little extra gas money, or perhaps that's just my savings money. I do nothing with this except put it into a savings account, put it into a savings. And maybe that's just the way it has to go. I'll find something that I'm able to do in my evening hours now that Jackson's going to be gone and I don't have to run him here, there, and everywhere, and or weekends. And that's just how it has to be. I've struggled with that because I thought, okay, social media is going to be the thing. There's too many people out here trying to get the same dollar. It's too many people out here trying to get you to sell their products for nothing on your part. Because a lot of people, even though I do get some sponsorships, there are probably 99% of the people who never answer after I send my rates. And they're not expensive. They are not. Because I heard one lady say she charged $25,000 for one sponsored video. I thought, really? I am in the wrong business. But I don't want to work for somebody. I see people all the time on these other social platforms. All they do is go live and try to sell stuff. I'm not that. That's not me. I have other things to do. Oh no. Oh dang, Tiff. Oh Lord, I'm telling you, it's a challenge out here. So we all help each other. We all support each other. Your support of us is watching the videos, liking, sharing. I'm trying to pump out videos. I've got several videos just waiting. I'm trying to pump them out as fastly as I can. I knew that I had not done a budget update, and I haven't done a budget update because, child, it has just been all over the place. However, this was important. It was something that happened, and I knew that I needed to share it in real time just so you can kind of hear it in real time. Now, let me go back because, again, I remember when the kids got new mattresses, somebody was sure I had a man back then. Child, I did not have a man back then. But Shamika came to the rescue again. She said, oh, I want my sister and brother to have new mattresses, and she bought them. And so today, because we were going through a very tough situation with the car, she said, Mom, don't worry. My Venmo just kept popping off. I'm like, what is going on? And because I didn't ask, but she was gracious and she was kind. And I shared it with Jackson, and he's like, you want me to know this? Because I said, because she was gracious and she was kind and she was looking out for us. These are the types of behaviors that we want to emulate when we can. I have a gentleman doing some work for me on the house, and I said, well, Mr. Richard, what's your fee? He said, there's no fee, just pay it forward. And I said, absolutely. When I can pay it forward, I will. And I've done that in years and years and years before, and as much as I'm able. But I wanted to share the real, the raw. Hey, this is where we are. Who's to say the Lord doesn't have an extra? Because Ephesians 3:20 and 21 says, now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask, think, hope, or dare to dream. So maybe God's got something in addition for me that I just don't know about. I know today he took care of the need. And so thank God that today he took care of the need, and tomorrow he's going to take care of the need. Because not only do I have grocery money for this week, I got grocery money for next week. It's not a ton of grocery money, but guess what? I got a ton of groceries. I just went to my garden and I picked all the gardeny things. We're going to be eating green beans. What's your side? Green beans. What's your side? Tomatoes. What's your side? Peppers. Because that's all the stuff that I have in my garden. And I went out today. I said I could make salsa. I could go pull some onions up. I got all the things, honey. We can make it because it's out there. I got little eggplants showing up. Y'all, I got my Roma tomatoes are blushing just nice. I bought some spaghetti, some carbs balanced spaghetti pasta noodles. Child, we got basil. It's all of the things, right? It may not be what I thought I would have or wanted to have or think I should have, but God has been gracious and he provides. And I live in that provision, even on the hard days, even when I'm sitting in the Toyota place trying my hardest not to cry and asking God, how am I going to do it? And I'm working the numbers out in my head. And God's like, you keep working that out if you want to, but I've already worked it out over here. And so again, I think the last thing I want to say is the reason why it just pricks me sometimes is because I'm the one used to giving. I'm the one, when I hear a need, honey, I'm Johnny on it. Let me, what's your PayPal, your Cash App, whatever. Let's do it. I give faithfully. I tithe. I give offering. I don't shortchange the Lord. But here I am in a season that is a tough season. It does not mean it doesn't diminish who he is. He's still on the throne. He still cares for me. I'm still his favorite and all the things. And so I'm just going to live in that space. But if you could do Shakima a favor, my family a favor, would you please like the video, share, subscribe, whatever you do. Like it, don't like it, that helps us too. Just watch the videos. I know somebody was messaging me earlier. Can I just say I have the best people and I don't remember the name, so please forgive me. But somebody just messaged me, hey girl, I was at BJ's and I bought these dishwashing pods and my machine doesn't like them, but if you need them, I'm gonna send them to your PO box. And that touched my heart because that lady didn't have to, she gonna have to pay the postage just to send me the dishwashing pods. And I'm like, oh my God, who am I that God would be mindful of me, that he would have different ones reach out and say, hey, I have something that you might need. If you need it, let me do it for you. I'm good when it's me, but it's harder sometimes accepting it. And I'm just having to learn, no, it's not. God has provided and he's put you on other people's hearts and they're going to bless you where they see fit, just like he puts people on your heart and you bless them when you see fit. And so there that is. Pray for us that the Lord is going to make sure that this all works out. Brother Wayne is going to come on Monday. I know he'll be here because he said he would. He's never stood me up one time. We're going to have that money for him because it's already in the account. And I already picked up the parts. I texted him when I was at the store. I had to have Jackson go with me to the store because I don't want nobody taking advantage of me because I'm a woman. Now they're going to sell me the wrong stuff or upcharge me and all the things. I'm like, this is crazy. But I had Jackson to come with me and the guy was like, oh yeah, okay, this is what you need, exactly what Shamika said it was going to be when she had called. And we got all the things. And so because that is the way it is, we live in our best life and there it is. So anywho, I feel better now that I've said all that, and maybe it encourages somebody. And again, if Shamika had not helped us, I had a plan to take that money that I knew I was getting extra and it was going to cover it. It was just going to cover it and that was going to be it. And I was going to take child support to cover it because Jackson rides in that car every day. He rides every day. And if the car don't move, he don't get to work. And if the car don't move and we don't have gas, he don't get to work. And I got to take him back and forward to school and all the things. So I had it planned. I had a plan. God had a better plan. And so I'm going to live in that space. So anywho, y'all, there it is. Again, pray for our family that we would begin to feel some type of a release. Either God has a job for me or he opens up a different social platform. I had a company reach out to me and y'all, it just would not connect. I kept trying to do all the things and it wouldn't connect. It wouldn't connect, blah, 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 blah. And the Lord finally said to me, you are trying mighty hard to make this thing work out. That probably shouldn't work out. I mean, it's not worked and you've tried everything you need to try. And I was like, Lord, you know what? Because I'm trying to fix it. And he's like, well, you can't fix it. I was like, ooh. Shakima will sit down now. Thank you so much. I appreciate. So, yep, deep breaths. It's going to all be well. It's going to all be good. We still have our health. We still have our house. We still have food. We still have all the things that we need. And if I get into some issues, I do know that there are different friends and family members that I can reach out to that will help us. And so that's where we are. Anywho, there it is. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Like the video, share, subscribe, do all the things. Be following us because Jackson's getting ready to go to school. So you're getting ready to see some videos of us packing him up. You're going to see us take him to college. Dad will be there, but I will not show Dad. Dad was at graduation. His graduation video is coming up. And so sister will be here. Shamika will make another appearance. Shamika love to show up, honey. Shamika will make another appearance for send her brother off to college. And all the things. So I love you guys. I appreciate everything you do for us in our channel. We do love you. We appreciate y'all, and we will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good